Please, sister, it's a miracle that any of us are alive. It didn't look like you'd pull through. You've been in suspension for weeks. Something happened, and the Exodar crashed. Many have died. But I'm relieved that you are alive, Bimster. With you leading our efforts, I'm sure we'll get to safety soon. Proenitus asked me to send you to him when you awoke. He's waiting for you at the bottom of the hill. Just follow the path southwest. The Exodar has crashed. We have smoke in the distance. A piece of the Exodar landing right here in this forest. Here we find Proenitus. It is good to see you alive and well, Bimster. You survived. Bimster, by my eternal soul, it is good to see you. I don't know why the Exodar crashed. Only those of us that were in this part of the ship remain. There's not much time if we're to save everyone that we can. He has for us replenishing the healing crystals. Our immediate concern is the depleted state of our healing crystals. We must replenish them quickly. Unfortunately, the only way to do this at this point is to extract the blood from the local veil moths. Their blood will make for a suitable substitute. The moths can be found in many places around the veil, but they are mostly concentrated in the northwest. We have a few more survivors here at the crash site. Let's speak to botanist Teryx. How are we ever going to get out of here? She has volatile mutations. The eradicated power cores from the Exodar have been wreaking havoc on the environment here. The most obvious effect has been the appearance of the strange creatures that seem to have sprung up near them. There may be something we can do to help them, but now their sheer numbers are becoming too much for us to handle. I'd like you to go out and cull their numbers somewhat, and perhaps I'll have another idea after giving it some thought. Apprentice Vishale. I am sure that, with our help, botanist Teryx will be able to find solutions to our problems. Apprentice Deaden. With some help, I believe Teryx may be close to a breakthrough. Let's get started. We have completed gathering the blood from the moths and also curbing the volatile mutation problem. It's right here in the starting area next to the crash site in Almond Fields. Back to Proenitus for replenishing the healing crystals. Bimster, have you harvested the necessary moth blood for the healing crystals yet? With survivors scattered all over the veil, time is of the essence. Regrettable that those creatures had to die so that we might live. Indiscriminate killing is not the Draenei way. However, the blood you gathered will replenish our healing crystals, so their deaths will not be in vain. replenish our healing crystals, I need you to deliver the vials to Zaldun, our priest. You'll find him tending to our wounded inside the central chamber of the ship. Inside the ship of the crash site, we find some injured Draenei. Let us speak with Zaldun. Though I cannot offer you training, young shaman, I can give you my blessing. Walk boldly in the light. Is there anything else? For urgent delivery. Hello, shaman. What have you there? Is it for me? Good work. This will do nicely to replenish our depleted healing crystals. But now that you're here, I think I have another use for you, if you're willing. Rescue the survivors. The healing crystals are replenished, but that is not the only way we can help the injured. All Draenei can tap the gift of the Naru to heal. You must use this ability to heal one of the crash survivors. You'll find most of the survivors in the areas to the west and northwest, but the crash scattered us all over the Vale. The survivors have suffered from exposure to their eradicated power crystals, so you should be able to find them by the red glow that surround them. You must save them, Bimster. Zaldun says, Paladin Orelon, if you have the mana to spare, could you help with that one, please? Thank you. Here in the same room of the ship as Zaldun, we find the Shaman Trainer. For Manavar, as the only apparent surviving broken, it is both my duty and honor to carry on the shamanistic teachings of Farseer Nobundo. He has for us shaman training. I am for Manavar, and you are wise to seek me out. It is my calling to provide instruction to shaman, especially those who are just beginning to learn. Shamanism is only now being relearned amongst the Draenei, Bimster. You are brave to follow its path, as it is not popular amongst your kind. I will be here when you feel you are ready for further training. He has Rockbiter weapon. Imbue the shaman's weapon, increasing its damage per second by 2. Lasts 30 minutes. Back to Proenitus. He gives us a Botanist Teryx. Bimster, Botanist Teryx is in need of your assistance. You'll find her with her apprentices to the west, outside the ship. Botanist Teryx. Oh, thank goodness you've come. We have much to do. Volatile mutations. You're finished. That's good news. Hopefully, we can find a way to avoid the killing of these mutated beasts in the future. I believe I have formed a plan that might give us an alternative solution to this problem, but I will need your help. She has what must be done. The nearby lake has been contaminated by one of the ship's power crystals. Many of the plants and animals of Almond Fields have been mutated because of this. I have a theory on how to heal the lake, but I must have samples from the mutated lashers for analysis. They can be found to the west in the Almond Fields. Will you help me, shaman? Apprentice Vishale. as Terex is worried that the Lashers will not be able to repopulate themselves once we've cleansed the lake. Go to the Almond Fields and pick some of the corrupted flowers for me so that I might take a look at them and see what can be done. You should be able to identify them by their uncharacteristic red petals. Here we find a Draenei survivor. He says, "Everything hurts. Please, make it stop." I don't know if I can make it. Please, help me. The light be praised. I would have died out here if it weren't for you, Shaman. I must get to the ship. On the south side of the ship, we find a couple more quests. Starting with Technician Sana. This emitter is driving me nuts. I'm missing all sorts of parts that I need to fix it. Spare parts. We managed to recover a damaged holographic emitter from the crash. If we repair it, we'll have a chance to find other survivors outside of Almond Vale. There were devices from the ship that could be salvaged for spare parts in the area, but the local Alkin carried them off before we could get to them. Bimster, you must go south to Nestlewood Thicket and Hills to find the spare parts. Vindicator, Aldar. Many are the paths of the light, Shaman. You must decide which to follow on this world or any other. He offers inoculation. Zaina needs our help to salvage parts from the Exodar. Terex prepared an inoculum that can be given to the Nestlewood Alkin that live in the area of a lot of the salvage. Just get close to the unaffected ones and use the crystal on them. Unfortunately, you'll have to kill the others. You'll find the Alkin at Nestlewood Thicket and Nestlewood Hills to the southeast. Back to Saldoon for rescue the survivors. The light be praised. You've done what only a true heroine could have done, Bimster. The Draenei you saved owes their continued life to your selflessness. Please, take this supply pouch. You look like you can use it more than I. Here's the Almond Fields. Almond Fields, just west of the crash site. And here we find Nestlewood. you see forest all around. Let's go turn in our quest. Back to Vindicator Aldar for inoculation. The more we can do to clear up Nestlewood, the faster Zaina can get back to work. With many of the Alkin now inoculated, we can focus on getting out of here and not have to worry about wiping out the Alkin population in the area. Here, choose from these. You've done good work, and you deserve to be rewarded. He offers the Missing Scout. We now have several separate confirmations of unusual activity up on the Shadow Ridge. This is disturbing. We thought that the scouting missions already undertaken had been thorough. One of my scouts hasn't reported back yet. Shaman, I need you to head southwest to the other side of Silverline Lake and find Tolan and see what has delayed him. Technician Zaina for spare parts. When we have those spare parts, I know that we'll get this emitter repaired. With any luck, there will be someone else out there left to talk to. Let me take a look at those. Yes, I think that these will do nicely. Good job, Bimster. The emitter is rather complex, so it may take some time to finish the repairs. I'll let you know when it's ready. In the meantime, you might see if Vindicator Aldar has anything he could use you for. Fernanvar has Call of Earth. The time has come, Bimster. You have grown to the point where you are ready to commune directly with the elemental spirits of this world. But be warned, I can sense that the manner of our entry into this world and its unfortunate side effects have angered the earth spirits and caused an imbalance of the elements. If you are to create your earth totem, you must first speak with the spirit of the Vale. You will find it in the sacred grove nestled in the hills to the northwest. And we can now learn Earth Shock. Instantly shocks the target with concussive force, causing 17 to 19 nature damage. It also interrupts spellcasting and prevents any spell in that school from being cast for 2 seconds. Back to Bonasterix for what must be done. I'll need all of the samples in good condition if we're to have a chance of cleansing the lake. We don't have much time, Shaman. These will do. Thank you, Shaman. While you were out, I managed to gather some equipment together to make an analysis of the samples. This should only take a moment. Healing the lake. Thank goodness. I think it'll work. I have an agent for you to spread at Silverline Lake to the south. It will neutralize the effects of the irradiated ship's power crystal that fell there. Swim out and scatter the neutralizing agent near it. Don't worry, you won't be exposed long enough to become irradiated. Apprentice Vishel for botanical legwork. Hello, Shaman. Do you have those flowers yet? look like fine specimens. Thank you for performing the field work. Once I can find the time to analyze these, I should be able to tell what it will take to restore the fields. To the northwest, in Almond Fields, we find a path that leads to Spirit of the Vale. Do you have the understanding to continue, Shaman? Do you know why you are here? Call of Earth. You are bold to seek my wisdom after what your people have done to these islands, stranger. Still, there is much to be said for your bravery, so I will impart to you some knowledge. The earth beneath your feet forms the foundation for all things. The sky, the waters, even great fire, all rest upon its shoulders. While those others often form chaotic tempests, the earth abides. It grants strength and fortitude to the core of your being. Now you will prove yourself, Shaman. The balance of the elements has been disrupted by the violent intrusion of the Draenei to the Vale. Your crash has caused the spirits of Earth to be enraged and turn upon the other elements who have come to quell them. You will learn that an understanding of the elements can only come when all are in harmony. Thus, it falls to you to seek a balance. Behind me in the grove, you will find the restless spirits of Earth warring upon the other three elements. Help restore the balance. And here in the sacred grove, we find the elements fighting each other. Let's get to work. Back to Spirit of the Vale. Call of Earth. You have done well. By thinning out the restless spirits, you have helped to heal the imbalance between the elements, which your people inadvertently caused. Throughout your journey as a shaman, you must keep this in mind when calling upon our power. The balance must be preserved. I will now give you a piece of my physical being that you may create your Earth Totem. Return it to he who sent you here. You and I will be bound together for all time. Throughout your life, the forces of Earth will be at your disposal. The balance will come when your bones return to us at the end of your days. Use our power wisely. Silverline Lake. We need to use this neutralizing agent on the power crystal. To the southwest of the island, we find Dolan. Don't worry about me. The missing scout. Help, Blood Elves. They must eliminate the Blood Elf threat. Find out what they're up to. They're on the ridge behind me. None of you are here to leave this valley alive. What a pity you survived the crash just to die here. Back to Dolan. For the Blood Elves. These Blood Elves mean to kill us all. How are we to divert them from this course? Blood Elf Spy. I have a plan. We must kill their leader. Without their master, perhaps they will retreat to regroup. We just need to buy time until the repairs are completed. Then Vindicator Aldar must know of this. Kill the surveyor, then return and tell him what we found. Blood Elf plans. These plans seem important. You should take them to Vindicator Aldar at the crash site. Back to Vindicator Aldar. For Blood Elf Spy. I thank you for dealing with the Blood Elf Surveyor. Surely she was their leader. Rest assured, we will deal with whatever remnant of them is still nearby. Please take one of these weapons as a sign of my gratitude. For Blood Elf plans. What have you got there? Here, let me read those plans. The Blood Elves have followed us here. They are evil to the core and should be wiped from existence. The Vindicator takes a moment to regain his composure. I apologize. That was uncalled for. We are indebted to you for uncovering this information, Bimster. And he has for us the emitter. Bimster, while you were out investigating the Shadow Ridge, Zaina here has been going on about the holographic emitter. You might want to speak with her. Technician Zaina. For the emitter. I got it. I think I managed to fix the emitter. Here, I'll just activate this last crystal, and that should do it. Take a look at the emitter, Bimster. It looks like it's beginning to work. Someone is appearing. And she has for us travel to Azure Watch. By all that is good, Bimster, you must go at once to this Azure Watch and speak with Typhoon. There is a path that leads west off this tiny isle. Follow it and cross the Crystalbrook River to arrive on the larger part of the isle. Continue to follow the path and you should find Azure Watch. See if you can convince them to send us some aid and supplies. The rest of us will follow when we can. Thank you. We wouldn't have made it without you. Image of Technician Typhoon says, by the 7 Optimal crystals, others have survived the crash. Zaina, is that you? It is so good to see you again. And who do we have here? No doubt the aid this communication possible. I give you greetings from Azure Watch. Image of Technician Typhoon says, judging southeast of the larger part of the island we crashed onto. Cross the Crystal Brook River to get... Sorry, there's a lot of stat. Technician Zaina says, "This is great news. Your efforts have indeed saved us, Bimster." Back to Verminvar for Call of Earth. Together, the Broken and the Draenei will regain a deeper understanding of the mysteries that the elements hold. Have you returned with that which is necessary for the creation of your Earth Totem? You have done well, Bimster, in helping to restore the balance of the elements at the Grove. You have also created a balance between the Earth element of this world and the Draenei. Perhaps this will help to bring understanding to those amongst us who do not approve of our ways. I will create for you a totem through which you will be able to call on the power of Earth to do your bidding. And with time, more of the mysteries of Earth will be revealed to you. Now, take your totem, Shaman. Stone Skin Totem. Summons a stone skin totem with 5 health at the feet of the caster. The totem protects party members within 20 yards, reducing melee damage taken by 4. Lasts 2 minutes. He also has for us Earthbind Totem. Summon an Earthbind Totem with 5 health at the feet of the caster for 45 seconds. That slows the movement speed of enemies within 10 yards. Back to Botanist Teryx for healing the lake. From what you describe, the neutralizing agent worked. I just wish that I knew how long it will last. We really need to remove that power crystal from the lake entirely. Thank you, Bimster. I will tell Tedden to try the neutralizing agent on one of the captured beasts at once. Botanist Teryx says, "Tedden, go ahead and try the neutralizing agent on the mutated creature." Apprentice Tedden says, "Looks like it's time to let you out of this cage. Now, to put the neutralizing agent on it." Success. We are now leaving the starting area for the Draenei. Goodbye, Almondville. Ayun, what I wouldn't give for a healing crystal right about now. Word from Azure Watch. Shaman, a couple mutated beasts jumped me, and my leg is injured. I was sent on a scouting mission from Azure Watch after we received word from Zaina. Please, could you go speak with caregiver Jalan in my stead? She needs to know how many people to expect in Azure Watch. Just cross the Crystal Brook River here and continue following the road until you get to Azure Watch. Be sure to ask her for a place for yourself to stay in. Here we have the Crystal Song River. Dictina. Grab a net, young shaman. Our people need sustenance. Red snapper. Very tasty. fishing net, I can catch enough to feed dozens of Draenei. Unfortunately, I was recently attacked by a creature known as a murloc while netting in the river, and have suffered some injuries that prevent me from doing my job. I need help. Use this fishing net near schools of red snapper found in the Crystal Brook River to the east to catch the fish. What do you say? Remember to return the net when you are finished. The Crystal Song River. Crystal Song River. Back to Dictina for red snapper. Very tasty. Watch out for murlocs. Strange and extremely annoying little creatures. I hope the murlocs didn't cause too much trouble, Pimpster. I owe you a great debt of gratitude for all that you've done. Perhaps I could teach you how to fish. I'll even supply the fishing pole and a bobble. Find Actaeon. You did a wonderful job, Pimpster. Our people will be thankful for this bounty. With that said, would you mind taking this haul of red snapper to Actaeon at Azure Watch? He shouldn't be hard to find, as he is awaiting